what you're saying. Nani? Get out my business, okay?
All right. Hey guys, how you doing? My name's Heero. That's Eric, and as always, we try and bring you some thought-provoking content. Our goal today is to talk about the situation that's going on with OnlyFans. A TLDR for all you people that don't know what OnlyFans is basically YouTube but for amateur porn. OnlyFans consists of a bunch of content creators who make sexually explicit content for their viewers, and they use a form of like Patreon to kind of pay for it and fund themselves. And the reason what made OnlyFans so popular is during the pandemic, a lot of people lost the form of income, and it only seemed right that OnlyFans became the consensus for people. So you saw a lot of people doing double time or even taking on a second career to involve themselves with OnlyFans. Now, for all y'all that don't know, the Identity Booth currently does have a channel on OnlyFans. It's the Identity Booth under the moniker Chunky Cuddles. This was something that we talked about a lot in the past, but I ended up just securing the title and being part of their beta process and getting the ability to monetize that content. So we could make exclusive content for our Chunky Cuddles subscribers.
Yes.
If you must ask, you don't need to know. That's just how we're going to leave it. But the situation that has arisen right now is that OnlyFans CEO comes out and says, the OnlyFans basically the headlines, OnlyFans CEO on why it banned adult content. The short answer is the banks. We had no choice. This has drummed up a lot of feelings and insecurities that lie within our content creating business. If you're in the business of creating content, this is always something hanging over your head, but more so, it's hanging over the heads of people who really are still being, by a society, ostracized by the society, and this is the subliminal way they choose to do it. So the question we want to ask here is really just two questions. One, how does OnlyFans happen to like make this transition work for them? And then two, what is the morality that the banks feel they have over content creators, especially when they've done horrific things? So for the starter of this, let's just ask that question. How do we feel about this as far as it pertains to OnlyFans and their creators? Eric?
Hey, man. OnlyFans is doing what's in the best interest of his business, and unfortunately, the content creators have to do the same thing. This is the unfortunate thing about platforms like this. And if you guys didn't watch the live last week, we did get a channel strike for something bogus, and it was subsequently removed. But the thing is, if the channel strike would have been there, if our channel would have been down, we would have had to have made another one and recreated what we did or find something else to talk about. And I get it. The thing that made the platform big is no longer welcome on the platform, and unfortunately, if you put all your eggs in one basket, that's to me a problem. I mean, OnlyFans got strong on by a bank. I mean, Heero and I have talked about the cannabis industry also getting strong on by the bank. Like it's not federally regulated, and so they can't put money on deposit anywhere. This is a way to surreptitiously get your will to bend to the way that certain bureaucrats, oligarchs, systems, organizations, and banks are included to get you to acquiesce. It's really just to get you to acquiesce, man. Whatever they think is best for you is what you should do. And so OnlyFans made a decision because they felt like they had no other alternative. And that decision was to bend the knee and ban the adult content. And unfortunately, that sucks for the adult content creators. My thing is, there's a lot of non-adult content that's risque, but not full out nudity on there. And it's like, perfect example, there's girls wearing basically covering up just the nipple with a full face of makeup playing video games or being in the pool or building computers. There's a bunch of Twitch is like I see this on Twitch. This is an interesting place, but I know that content exists over there too. People just gotta figure it out. I mean, you were looking for a job when you found that one. So You know, I've been laid off. It sucks, but you get another gig and you keep going.
The thing that will always make me, I guess, empathize with them is just because we experienced that same wrath. And I've always going to be of the mindset you have to buck against systems that aren't just or are showing an inherent bias. It goes without saying banks are trash, but like when banks use their morality to conform and force companies to be a certain way, it's just not fair, and it is a form of discrimination, but it's a form of discrimination that we can't fight against readily because even our voted elected officials are in the bags of these banks. So it's just it's like you're fighting a battle on both sides and you're splitting your attention, and you hate to see it. But I mean, the one thing is for sure, and the reason why we're talking about it is because exposure like this will hopefully bring it to the forefront of people's minds. When people are creating content, the best way to support them is to support them. Just do it. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, whatever you feel necessary. If you gain any form of enjoyment, and one thing I say is enjoyment, but the truth is, even if you gain if you hate watch it, you should still be supporting them because they bring you still something that you can react to in content. Me and Eric had a situation where someone swiped some of our clips and made it into a thing, and we had like 800 people respond to it. And that video now has over 500, 600 views, and they all hate it. Good publicity is bad and good for us, so it doesn't make a difference. But then this leads us to the second issue that we're having with this company is why should companies like Wells Fargo have the right to say what's moral and what's just? And I took it upon myself to look up Wells Fargo's violation track record. This is the violationtracker.goodjobfirst.org, which is an independent organization where they specialize in just tracking banks and major corporations' violations as seen by the DOJ and the what is it, the SCE? I want to say the
SEC.
SEC. I wanted to talk about the football organization, but basically this is Wells Fargo. They're publicly traded, ticker symbol WFC. They're headquartered in California. They're financial services, banking. Their total penalty fines since 2000. So this isn't even the full accumulation. Oh, since 2000. This is like we don't even have the full picture. It's $21 million in fines.
No, 21 billion.
Oh shit! Hold on, 21 billion. My fucking bad.
With 217 offenses.
So just okay, quick math. Divide this up and tell me. So in 217 cases, how much money are they spending on average? Where's my calculator?
Right, probably somewhere 200,000 to 2 million per incident.
So 200 million per incident.
2 million per incident.
2 million per incident. That's just the cost of doing business for them, Hoss. Financial offenses. Like this shit is through the roof. $15 billion in financial. So most of their issues come from financial offenses. 125.
15.7 billion.
Yes.
And there's 125 records of that.
Competition related offenses. Like this is all crazy stuff. But their top five offenses are mortgage abuse. And this one rang true to me, right? This one rang true to me on two separate reasons. Because as we are going through a pandemic right now, a lot of people have their mortgages and the subprime mortgages from
2008.
Wells Fargo. And the thing that's so ass backwards about that is
fraud. Hold on. Fraud? $3 billion in fraud, and then toxic securities abuses. What does that even mean?
The thing that is tragic about this situation is that these are the same people who will use their moral justifications to take money away from people, but are prepared to throw people out on their asses if they miss a mortgage payment.
You know what I would wish that OnlyFans would do, since they've aggregated so much data on their 35 million users or something like that. I wonder if they could find out where these people worked at. Maybe we find some Wells Fargo people on the platform. Maybe we could just put that out. Maybe we could muscle that out, or maybe they could aggregate this data and use it to really, really strong arm some people in the backing off and just letting it ride. And again, my question is, all of a sudden now, why is Wells Fargo saying, "Hey, man, it's been cool watching them bust it open on the platform, but we're gonna have to shut that down. One of the boys back home ain't too fond of seeing his daughter bust it open on that their OnlyFans." So
and the conspiracy theory is on that is that ironically October 1st is when this goes into effect, and October 9th is when the moratorium and the financial aid from the federal government ends. So there's this theory that since 35 million people have found income on OnlyFans, there's
2 million.
2 million people have found income on OnlyFans. There's a big question that a lot of these far-reaching minds like McDonald's and people like that need workers, and 2 million workers refusing to go back to work is an issue. So there's that conspiracy theory, which I'm not too far off on it, but ultimately it's a bunch of old, decrepit, angry people at people making money the way they want to, and them wanting to have a say-so on it. But that's really just our opinions on it. We're eager to know what you guys think. Will you guys come check out our OnlyFans page? Let us know. It's down in the comment section below. But for everything else in between time, in the meantime, Eric, where can they find us?
Right here on Twitch, man. Make sure you go ahead and hit that heart, hit the bell, hit the purple subscribe button. And we greatly appreciate that. Make sure you come down, hang out with us in the chat, get active. We appreciate that as well. There is a link tree. You can click on that if you just like the way YouTube looks, man. Feel free to go up there and watch us on YouTube. Make sure you do the same thing. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and set the post notifications to all. I'm telling you, we're like these are everywhere you know.
We can catch the five, but it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line, and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down.